Projekt Guru.
Welcome to Novorossia Rocks Radio Station. This is Zak Novak, your American in downtown Donetsk. Guru's in the house as always. Guru, thank you for all the hard work that you do here. Producer of Projekt Guru. Andre, the engineer. Andre, thank you so much for all the hard work you do too, my brother. Also, we have my lovely co-host, Natalia. Please, Natalia, say hello to the world.
Hello, Novorossia. Hello, world.
All right, I'm going to start off with the news, but today's a big day. Actually, it happened yesterday, and Natalia is going to talk about it. That's going to be our very important issue about the Boeing 777 Malaysia flight. That was actually, the investigation report was done, completed, and supposedly, well, they're blaming the Russians, they're blaming us here in Donbass. But she will elaborate more on that, Guru, so she'll come in and talk more about that. Let me start off with the news. Guru, did you hear this? A total of 12 supporters of the Islamic State organization, including a certain Mr. Baisultanov, who arrived from Syria, have been detained in Moscow on suspicion of involvement in the preparation of a terrorist attack. Head of the National Anti-Terrorist Committee, NAC, Director of the Russian Federal Security Service, FSB, Alexander Bortnikov, said at a NSA visiting session in Nalchik on Tuesday. According to him, Guru, Russia's security forces have prevented 20 terrorist crimes this year. The latest such example was the detention in Moscow on October 11th of 12, these are Russian citizens, members and supporters of the international terrorist organization Islamic State, ISIS, who were preparing a terrorist attack on public transport using a homemade explosive device. Among those detained was a certain Mr. Baisultanov, who arrived from Syria to organize the crime. Criminal proceedings have been instituted over this fact. The investigation is underway. Again, with that news, I just want to say to Mother Russia and all the citizens, the beautiful people of Russia, just everyone be safe. As you can see, the Obama machine will continue with its ISIS terrorist activities, not only in the Middle East, but throughout the world, and to cause damage to Mother Russia. So everyone, please be careful. Andre, you're going to like this. Map of Ukraine without Crimea, published in France. French publishing house Larousse has released a socio-economic atlas of the world for 2016, showing a map of Ukraine without Crimea. Images of the atlas page with Ukraine colored green and Crimea marked in gray, as are other territories bordering on Ukraine. The atlas, that actually went viral on Twitter on Tuesday, Guru. The atlas, Crimea rejoined Russia after a referendum in March 2014 when almost 97% of its residents voted for reunification. So that's awesome. So the map of Ukraine without Crimea, published in France. Awesome.
A very essential event was yesterday for Novorossia, for Russia, for Ukraine, and for all over the world. For families from the Netherlands who lost their relatives more than a year ago near Tares. It happened on 17th of July near Tares, when was horrible tragedy when Boeing Malaysia was crushed. And yesterday a special commission of safeguard resumed the results. They tried to blame on Russia, but they do not have enough facts to do this, and many experts admit that it is a political investigation, not real, not pure investigation. Today, one expert, independent researcher from Netherlands, came to our studio to talk about this, that he proved that no one has enough evidence, witnesses to blame on Russia. And fortunately there are such people who wants to make this investigation clear and do all necessary efforts. They make real photos, they gather all the information from internet and other resources in order to know the truth. He believes that who is guilty in this tragedy will be punished finally.
So that was Natalia with the investigation news from yesterday. But look at this, Guru. Blame game, war begins. MH17. Almas Ante versus Dutch Safety Board. A missile which hit the Malaysian airline in East Ukraine, which is of course our Donbass, last year was launched from the area controlled by militia. This according to the Dutch Safety Board head Jib Justra. He said on Monday. But listen to this. Justra did not specify who had launched the missile in his report on the MH17. So a little confusion there, Guru. I mean, he's saying that it came from our territory, but then he says, we're not sure who fired it, though. So the game is there. It sounds like the Obama administration is actually trying to push someone here to make someone guilty, and as you can see, the Dutch Safety Board doesn't even know what to do. Almas Ante presented on Tuesday. Look at this, Guru. Almas Ante presented on Tuesday the results of its experiments held as part of its own probe into the MH17 crash in the Donbass last year. Almas Ante specialists have come to the conclusion that the Malaysian airliner was shot down in the summer of 2014 by a missile of the older NM-38 modification, whose manufacture stopped in 1986. Almas Ante also confirmed that the version that the fatal missile had been launched from, the Zaroshenskoye community controlled by the Ukrainian military, and rejected the International Commission's version of the missile's launch from Snezhnoye, a town that had been under the militia control at that time. Almas Ante filed a lawsuit to an EU General Court in Luxembourg on lifting the sanctions slapped against the Russian defense manufacturer in late May. Almas Ante insists its inclusion in the sanctions list was unfounded. The Malaysia Airlines Boeing 777 passenger airline on the flight from the Dutch city of Amsterdam to Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia capital, crashed in the area of hostilities between the local militias, those are our Novorossia army, official army, and the Nazi Ukraine government troops in Donbass area in Donetsk region in July last year. All 298 people perished. Most of the air crash victims were Dutch nationals. Andre, good news. Russia is in, qualifies for Euro Championship 2016. Russia has defeated Montenegro 2-0 on Monday and qualified for the 2016 European Championship. The Group G match was played in Moscow. Now Russia is second in the group with 20 points. Here we go, Russia in the Euro Championship. And of course, right, Guru, automatically for the World Cup. Let's go, Mother Russia. Guru, look who just walked in. The lovely, lovely Margarita. She's so beautiful. She's so wonderful. She's going to tell us some great news that birth certificates and marriage certificates. Margarita, please tell us some more. What's going on?
Workers of the Justice Department of the DPR gave more than 4,000 people marriage and birth certificates.
How many certificates?
2,600 birth certificates and 1,523 marriage certificates were given by the Justice Department of the DPR. Congratulations to all married couples and to all new children of Novorossia.
Guru, things are getting very, very intense. Turkey enters Syria, joins forces with the terrorists. Erdogan's troops enter Al-Qaeda's interim caliphate in Idlib. Is that a demonstration of solidarity for the terrorists? The Turkish army has reportedly crossed their southern border and entered Syria by way of Etme crossing inside the Idlib governorate on Tuesday morning. This act of defiance marks the second time this year that the Turkish army has deliberately crossed the Syrian-Turkish border to enter Syria's northern countryside. Guru, listen to this. According to the social media activists inside the Idlib governorate, a Turkish tank brigade crossed the border into the Syrian town of Etme, where they took up their positions at the Al-Halaka mountains in order to begin building a wall along the border. The purpose of this Turkey army movement is not entirely known, nor their current status inside the town of Etme. However, the Turkish government has expressed their dissatisfaction in the recent Russian airstrikes over the Idlib, Hama, Al-Raqqa, Aleppo, and Latakia, and also their Azor governorates, as they have primarily targeted the Islamist rebels and the Islamic State of Iraq and Al-Sham, ISIS. Earlier this year, the Turkish army crossed into northern Aleppo after ISIS threatened to destroy the Suleiman Shah tomb. They recovered the artifacts and moved the remains to Turkey after they left Syria. Some military analysts still believe that Turkey is planning on implementing a no-fly zone over northern Syria, but their recent actions have been viewed more as a threat than a promise. What's going on here, Guru? Turkey entering Syria to join ISIS. This is all part of Obama's plan. Guru, you ready for this? Kiev regime evicting civilians in occupied territories, establishing a land grab. According to intelligence sources, junta militants evict civilians in the occupied cities of Donbass to station army personnel in their houses. This information was provided by the Deputy Defense Minister of Donetsk People's Republic, Edward Basurin. The Nazi Ukrainian military are not only seizing social facilities like hospitals, schools, and children's camps, but they have also started to evict civilians from their own property in Slavyansk, Kramatorsk, and Nikolaevka, Basurin said. This is the same sick method the Israelis are doing to the Palestinians, grabbing territory, establishing a land grab. What is Poroshenko afraid of? Is he afraid of the elections? Is he afraid of losing territory? He will lose Donbass, so that's why they're doing this. They're evicting our people. And this Obama regime supports. I want to thank everybody. Thank you so much for listening in. We'll be back on Friday. Guru, thank you so much for all the hard work you do. Bless you, man. Andre, engineer, thank you again, my brother. I want everybody to be safe. As you can see, Poroshenko regime is still trying his best. That bastard, he's trying his best to destroy the peace here, to destroy these beautiful people here of Novorossia, and also people around the world, the Middle East. Please stand up. Assad, viva Assad. Everyone in the Middle East, stand up against ISIS, against the Obama regime, and Mother Russia, the citizens of Mother Russia. Please be careful. Who knows what ISIS will try to do there. Please, everyone, be safe. See you all soon. We will end our program with our favorite songs. Thank you, everybody. See you on Friday. Bye-bye.
What's your favorite song? così